is, you guys all know, because you guys are all veterans, that I'm Matthew Hamburger. For anyone that doesn't know, my middle name is Lee, but that's kind of irrelevant. And today's class is kind of, I guess you can say, quite normal for what we do, but there's one little focus. It's going to be focusing, I want us to focus on feeling the tight stress points. And if you know where you hold stress, then I want you to give extra attention to those stress points. So today's about releasing that stress. And if that means using some yoga breathing, if that means taking a break like what Norit is doing and doing a little Tai Chi twist, if that means doing some extra hip wiggles, or if Michelle does some swimmers, whatever you got to do, we want to release that stress. So I'm going to talk about where we hold the stress a little bit more today, but let's come to stand, shoulder width apart, and let's start with hip wiggles. We're going to warm up with our hip wiggles, and I'm going to say the 3 P's out of order today. So the second P, I always say there's 3 P's, but we're going to go with the second one first, which is perception. So I want you to feel your hips today. Maybe play around with bending our knees. So some of the main places that we hold stress in the body, everyone knows we hold stress in our shoulders and our neck. Okay, virtually everyone holds stress there. Okay, the secondary place that we actually hold stress is probably in our chest, right in here. Or maybe that's the third, but the other place is our hips. We hold a lot of stress in our hips. And from there, we can hold stress anywhere in the body, and we're kind of unique. So let's transition into going for our knee highs. And let's do them really slowly. Maybe you feel that tension in the lower back as you do it. Let me close down the web browser because I get a little vibe that I want to give this computer as much memory as possible. And really go slow. Feel that tightness in the hips as we go down. And we're going to now focus on what happens to our body. Do we lean back? Most of you guys probably don't lean back. Most of us probably lean forward a little bit. And then do we lean to one side or the other? And sometimes we lean to just one side with both ways. But awesome stuff. Going back to some hip wiggles. Maybe you feel a difference already. So last week when I brought in the yoga mat, it kind of sparked a cascade of me getting more creative and coming up with some new ideas. So I told Norit about this already, but I'm going to tell you guys at the end of class about some cool stuff. And I had a weird intuition that the battery was going to die on me or on Juliana today. So if the battery dies, let me know, and I'm ready to switch them out. So let's actually go and test ourselves doing a squat right here. We're going to, not one, let's do about 10 squats. So what we want to do with this, let's put our fingers on our sternum before we even do it. Let's kind of prepare for this squat. We're going to stick our butt back and put our fingers on our sternum and lift our chest up, trying to keep our butt back. Maybe you feel a bit of a stretch here. So we're just preparing for a squat, Michelle. Butt back, chest up. Now let's put our hands and basically frame our face maybe a foot in front of us. And we're going to stick our butt back. I welcome you to lift your toes up and squeeze our butt as we come up. So what I want, the only tweak from this, I know all you guys are doing great. I want you to almost focus on thrusting a touch forward. See if you can feel the lower back. See if you feel some resistance back there. Because this is one of the areas when we do squats, we really have the ability to break through the hip flexor tension that we build up. And let's do 4 more. Last one here. Michelle, you're getting the workout walking all over the place. Woo! All right. So we could do a little hip wiggle. No one ever said no to a hip wiggle. Beautiful. And now, I don't know if you guys might not know the intricate pattern of this, but I almost never do squats before we do the knee glutes, but it's deliberate for today. So we're going to grab our chair or our corrective cane in our left hand. Lifting our left knee as high as possible and keeping the knee bent as we kick back. Beautiful. So as a reminder, the goal here is to lift our knee as high as possible, keep the knee bent as we kick back. And the name tells you where to focus. So we're focusing on our knee, then we're focusing on our glute. And if you feel the cramp in the hamstring, just remember that's good. That's okay. We don't want that cramp, but it's a good sign. It's a great sign of your awareness because a lot of people don't even notice that. And as a reminder, the first P is pain. The good sensations that we experience in class are ache, soreness, stretch, tightness, and cramping. So let's pause, and we're going to, after we pause, we can do a little hip wiggle. No one ever said no. And we're going to do 3 more extremely slow. Actually, when I say slow, I meant holding the back position for 3 seconds. We're going to do 3, holding for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. If you want to challenge yourself even more, lift your chest up as you do it. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. You got it. My counting wasn't even, but I know you guys are doing well. And last one here. Amazing. Switching to the other side. Lifting our right knee as high as possible, keeping the knee bent as you kick back. Notice where you're feeling it. Notice how one side feels different from the other. Beautiful stuff. And let's pause. You can put your leg down. We're going to do 3 more exactly like what we did last time, where we hold it in the back position for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I noticed that I could have bent my knee more. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful stuff. Let's set. Sorry if you guys heard that. Let's do a little Tai Chi twist. And play around with both kinds. Even though it's untraditional, I like to think about it as when we go this way, we pivot the foot. So we want to go on our toes. As we twist away, we pivot that foot. And then the other way is to plant your feet on the ground and don't move your feet at all. That gets a little bit more of a leg, hip, lower back twist. A little bit less of the effectiveness in the spinal twist. But notice, let's pause for a moment. Let's use this version. Let's keep our feet planted and notice where we feel the tightness. You might feel it in your lower back. You might feel it in your hamstrings. You might feel it in your spine itself. And again, challenge. To give you guys an example, I feel it in my middle back and this hamstring. Beautiful stuff. So we're going to do a hamstring stretch, but just before we do that, we're going to just let some blood flow pop into our shoulders. So we're going to do some sniffs. So keeping your feet shoulder width apart. For this version of sniffs, let's keep our thumbs pointed forward and our pinkies pointed back. So our arms at our side. Let's lift our chest up today and make sure our knees have a slight bend. We're going to inhale rapidly as we sniff. Just remember, you don't want to, if you're thinking about breathing out or if you're deliberately breathing out, you're thinking too much. Let's do 8 more. Beautiful. And now just one little twist or 2. And now let's just notice how your shoulders are feeling. Notice if you're leaning forward a little bit. Notice if you want to, let's move just our entire neck around. Left, right, up, down, back, forth. And just keep playing around for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Getting our chair either in front of us or close by. You do not need to mirror the way I'm holding it, but you just need to have your chair about 2 to 3 feet away from you. From here, let's lift our right foot off the ground. I'm going to tilt a little bit lower. So lift our right foot off the ground, cross it over the left. Both feet ideally planted on the ground. Bend our knees, stick our butt back, lean on the chair, and lift our chest up. I know some of us don't always feel this hamstring stretch right away, and some of us feel it really, really intensely. So this requires some experimentation. So maybe bend your knees a little bit more and then stick your butt a lot out more. Then let's lift our chest up a little more. And let's take a huge deep breath here. And as you breathe out, I welcome you to go a little bit deeper with your hips back, a little bit deeper with lifting your chest up. And just remember that the third P is prana, especially when we're doing any form of stretch like this. It could be anywhere in the body, but we tend to hold our breath. Another deep breath in, sticking our butt back even further, looking up above your arms, above your hands, Checking your feet. Try to keep them planted, even if it's really hard. And let's enjoy this for 3, 2, 1. Awesome stuff. And we're going to take a tiny little break before we do the other side. We're definitely going to do the other side. But I want us to do 3 little squats to feel the difference. We're going to do squats to test this, to see the difference. Yeah. Exact same kind of squat. Toes up, butt back, and maybe thrust forward just a little bit. Notice if you feel a difference. You might actually feel some stuff in the lower back. You might even feel a little uneven. And last one here. Awesome. Beautiful. From here, lifting our left foot up, crossing it over the right, bending our knees, sticking our butt back, leaning forward, and lifting our chest up. And notice if you started breathing before I said it. And let's just breathe. All together, deep breath in. And I welcome you to challenge yourself as you breathe out. Butt back, chest up. If you feel it too much in the right calf, maybe bend that knee a little bit more, but stick your butt out even further. It's super common to feel it more in the right calf than the left. Awesome. Another big deep breath in. And Norit, you're looking awesome. One of the things we really want to avoid is rounding our lower back while we do this, and you're doing exceptional. One last deep breath in. Beautiful. And enjoy this for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. We're going to do 3 more little squats, just 3 baby ones. Notice how it's feeling differently. Different muscles are firing because we stretched muscles. I'm noticing that I'm almost leaning forward a little bit more, but that could have been that I'm thinking. So let's do a Tai Chi twist. And when I'm trying to have fun and do this really intuitively, I sometimes will just like start bringing my arms a little higher up, and I like to call it the helicopter. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. We're going to do one last exercise before we grab a seat, and we're going to do what I call the shrimp roll. So we haven't done it in a little while in Posture Police. So we're going to open our feet up, shoulder width apart. We're going to bend our knees. If you've done 10 yoga classes, sometimes even 2, then you've done this. But I do it a little bit differently. So you're welcome to watch me the first time. But we're going to drop our chin to our chest. Make sure that our knees are bent. We want to keep our hands kind of close to our legs, but maybe an inch or 2 in front. As we round our back, round our shoulders, suck our belly button in, Awesome. Slowly down, keep on rounding. And then when we get to about our ankles, we're going to prepare to come up. So keep your chin to your chest and slowly glide your hands up, trying to keep your hips tucked in and tucked under. And then right when you feel like you're fully standing, we're going to power up our chest. That's the other key. It's when you feel like you're fully standing, you power your chest up, and you're welcome to open the arms. Exactly. So let's do 5 more just like that. Chin to the chest. Really, really round. As we're rounding down, almost like we're doing that end of that thrust movement where we tuck our hips under. Round your back. It might even be hard to get low when you tuck your hips like that. Then keeping your neck and chin tucked in, we're going to slowly come up, keeping the hips tucked under, and then power up. Beautiful. Nancy, you're looking amazing. We're going to do 4 more, and for the next 2, I just want to watch you and see how amazing you do. I think you guys all got it down. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. Just remember to keep your chin tucked in. I hope this doesn't aggravate any vertigo. Michelle, a little bit. I know it could. That's why I'm saying this is one of those that might. Lily, you're looking amazing. Evelyn, doing great. So let's do 2 last ones of these. I'll do it with you guys. Drop the chin into the chest. Really keep the knees bent. If you can remember to keep the knees bent, that'll make sure the hamstrings are not really doing much to power you up. Beautiful. Last one here. And notice if you're holding your breath or you're breathing, because I do want you to breathe while doing this. Beautiful. So I really enjoy calling that one the shrimp roll, because I feel like we look like a shrimp when we're in that scrunched over position, and then we roll up. So we're going to grab a seat. Beautiful, Evelyn. And before we do our amazing hip stretches, let's piggyback off of what we did. Michelle, you're welcome to grab a chair, grab a seat. Oh, you don't want to sit? You don't have to. For this one, you really don't have to, but everyone, we're all sitting. So let's go into our yoga calls it cactus arms. I like to call it don't write me a posture citation. Sometimes I call it seal gold position. So we're going to do our posture police version of a cat-cow as we drop our chin to our chest, bring our elbows and pinkies to touch. Make sure to breathe, round your back, and then all the way squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest up, looking up at the ceiling a touch. I welcome one other variance that a lot of us struggle with is as we come back, try to keep your hands behind the elbows. It's hard. Like, it's not easy, okay? But it's a great challenge. So let's do a good number of these. Forward, elbows to touch. And try to keep your elbows in front of the hands and the hands behind the elbows. So it really challenges our rotator cuff muscle. So if you want to, let's pause, because I want to give you guys, Evelyn, you looked like you were doing amazing with that. So what I like to say is, it's like this is how we are normally. As we're going back, we want to tilt it like this. So it's like we can go forward, we can go back. So yeah, that's how we want to end, all the way back like this, squeezing our shoulder blades. So it really challenges the most commonly weakened muscle of our rotator cuff, which is 4 different muscles, which is why you want to do your swimmers right after this, Michelle. I see it. So let's do 6 more of these. Our shoulders might feel it at the end. Elbows to touch, chin to chest, pinkies to touch. Lift our chest up. Awesome. And if you feel like a little crack in the middle of your back, we got to celebrate that. Beautiful. I see how much you're pushing through, Norit. You're kicking ass. 4 more. This is 4. 3. 2. Last one here. Amazing. And I know we might be feeling it in the shoulders. Let's just do one little set of seated sniffs. Three more. No, you look like you were racing with your shoulders. All right. So we're going to go into our UPS, or our posture police version of figure 4 or pigeon. And as a reminder, come away from the back of your chair. Sometimes it's best to be all the way to the edge of your seat. Excellent stuff. And for this, we're going to focus on it a touch differently. So let's go right into the traditional way of pushing our thigh down, not our knee, not our shin. If it feels right, I welcome you to flex your foot. Flex or relax it. And oftentimes if you feel any pressure in the knee, that's when you want to flex the foot. Let's lift our chest up here. One deep breath in. And now let's release our hands, continuing to push our knee down. Feel that work taking place. Maybe put your fingers on our sternum to make sure that your chest stays upright. Because we're going to now flap our knees. So let's lift our knee. This is a hard one. So some of you guys got some really good movement, better than even me. And let's go all the way back down. Your hands can go anywhere. And we'll do 2 more of these. 1, 2. And let's hold it down in this position. If you want, before we even reach down the normal way, I welcome you to put your forearm on your leg, especially if you have a tight hip. Lean forward and put some focus weight, put some focus force on pushing down. And as long as it feels okay and your body is saying yes, continue to do this. If your body's saying no or you feel pain, I welcome you to chill it out. And even if you want to put ice on it, that's a good way to chill it out too. Deep breath in, and let's hold the knee down some more. Let's release our leaning on it, and now let's lean over back into the more traditional way of leaning. So leaning on our forearm. Let's keep our chest up a little bit so we keep our spine reasonably straight. We just don't want to be slouched over. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, if your body says yes, let's go a notch deeper. Fantastic. One more deep breath in. And if our body says yes, go a notch deeper. Maybe reach so that both of your hands look like they're reaching to an even level. Look at your hands. Sometimes one hand ends up reaching further than the other. Beautiful. And we'll enjoy this for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Lean on the back of your chair. Hug your knee into the chest, keeping the leg crossed. And let's incorporate some ankle rolls. Unless for some reason you just don't want to do it. But I think all of us like this stuff. And now let's go in the other direction. Do you notice how one direction is kind of like easier than the other? I always find that fascinating to me. And deep breath in, really pull that knee into the chest. Enjoying this. 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. I felt like extending that one because we all enjoy that a bit. And we'll do some booty rolls. So kind of like how in yoga, when you pull the knees to the chest and you massage out the lower back, we're kind of like massaging out the glutes here. And awesome stuff. Make sure you're away from the back of the chair. Try to even yourself up with the first way you did it. If you flex the foot, just match it up and keep it even. Hands on the thigh. And sometimes actually if you bring your hand a little closer to the hip, it's still on the thigh, it's a little harder to push, but it gives you a better stretch because you have better leverage. And sometimes it doesn't help. Some people were more meant to be up here. I'm just telling you another way to play around. And I don't play the piano, even though I was going like this. Play around, I don't play the piano. I want to learn how to play the piano. Deep breath in. And let's put our hands into, don't write me a posture citation position. Lifting the knee, flapping the knee. Awesome, Michelle. You got some good range of motion on that one. And slowly, we'll do 2 more. Amazing. And notice if this side feels tighter, is moving better. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention, but it looked like, Michelle, you're moving better on this side than the other side. I'm right? Okay. So I was like, I didn't know, I can't say I'm paying that much attention. Sometimes I buy attention instead of pay attention, so. You didn't like that one, Nori? It wasn't a good one? All right. So let's drop our forearm to our leg, lean forward a bit, and notice how it feels different. And deep breath in as we transition into more of our standard bend forward and reach forward, lifting our chest up a little bit. Awesome stuff. Deep breath in. And if your body says yes, go a notch deeper. Yeah, especially because you guys are all doing yoga. Lily, you haven't done a yoga class in a while, have you? With the exception of Lily right now. You guys are all doing yoga classes also. Lily, you're welcome. I would love to talk to you about how to make the most out of yoga, and beginner yoga specifically, or yin, because those are the two I would recommend. But this particular stretch exercise. Oh, again, I forgot, if you were doing the ankle rolls, do the ankle rolls again. Actually, no, that was I fumbled myself up. I screwed myself up. You'll have an opportunity to do the ankle rolls. But this is such a powerful thing to complement the figure four. Let's bring our knee all the way to our chest and now do the ankle roll. So, but this is so powerful to complement pigeon or reclined pigeon, because we might not hold it for 3 to 5 minutes like yin, and we might not be syncing up our breath to the same degree, but we get to use gravity to help us get a deeper stretch. And then that could translate to that deeper stretch while doing yin or any other type of yoga. And remember to bring your knee to your chest, not your chest to your knee. Deep breath in, and we'll enjoy this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. And just for 2 little exercises, we're going to come up to stand. Actually 3, and then we're going to come back to seat. To the seat, or to sit. I didn't use proper English. Awesome stuff. Just let's do a hip wiggle. Let's notice how our hips are feeling. Let's start off with a hip wiggle, and then we'll transition it into our hula hoop. So notice if you're feeling it different. Notice if where you might not even realize you felt anything, now you feel a little bit sore. I feel a little bit sore in areas that I didn't feel anything before. Most notably right around in here. But we're all a little bit different. And now let's do our hula hoop. So hula hoop is where we keep our feet similar position, but bend our knees and literally do a hula hoop movement, challenging a very smooth, dynamic stretch. So you might feel it in the front here. You might feel it in the lower back a little bit. You might feel it on each side. All quite typical. And maybe you'll notice every time you do it, you feel it in the same spot. Does anyone give me a wave if you notice that? If every time you do this, you feel it at the same spot. Let's point to where that spot is, because mine is right here. Okay. There's something beautiful to notice that. And let's go in the other direction now. Notice how it feels different in that same spot. You might still feel it. And maybe you notice that you're kind of like cutting a corner, maybe not going as far as you could. And we'll do 3 more hoops. All right, so that's number 1. That's like the little breakup exercise. We're going to do now a set of squats again. So also another sneak preview. This is unrelated to Posture Police. This is just about me in general. But since I've been doing my push-up challenge, maybe someone's noticed that on Facebook or not, but I'm going to be doing a squat challenge. So if anyone's into squats, I'm kind of preparing you guys for it. And let's really squeeze our butt while we do these squats. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.5. Just kidding. 1. Awesome. And just before we grab a seat, let's just do one set of monkey flies. But we're going to do a long one. This is going to be a longer set than we usually do. So bend your knees, stick your butt out, back of the hands together. We do want to keep our hands level with our shoulders. And I welcome you to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can always do a little hip wiggle before we sit, or just sit. Were you headbanging there, Nori? It looked like you were headbanging. Actually, the previous song that was on was quite heavy, so not this one. You guys probably can't hear it at all. Good. That's the goal. Awesome. So let's actually start at the back of our chair. And we're just going to do a little bit of an interesting kind of a breathing. We're going to feel our shoulders. So let's just raise our shoulder blades all the way up, put our hands at our side, and just let them fall. Now drop our chin to our chest. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. See if you notice that you're feeling any tension in this direction. Maybe you don't feel anything in the shoulders, in the neck, maybe even in the middle of the back, maybe the front of the neck. And now look straight ahead, lift your chin up. Raise your shoulder blades up and let them fall. And now let's pull our hands all the way down towards the ground. See if you can detect where you feel the tightness. Do you feel it in your neck? Do you feel it in your shoulders? Do you feel it in the middle of your back? Do you feel it in your chest? Okay? We're going to hang out here, pulling down for about 30 more seconds. Now let's drop one ear to one shoulder. We're going to do both sides. 5. Keep pulling your hands down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up and drop the other ear to the other shoulder. 5. Really, now notice, pull your hands down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to center. And let's pause. You can relax the hands, relax the shoulders. Notice which shoulder or which hand came up more. Did you notice one side? You might not have noticed. And you can even play around with it and notice. My right side came up more. So when I did it, I really noticed that I had to try extra hard to do my right side. And I do believe my right side is tighter. So it's just a little activation, a little dynamic stretch to feel it. Now let's come forward, away from the back of our chair. Hands on our thighs, lifting our chest up. Maybe you want to use your fingertips to help. And let's push our hands on our thighs. to keep our spine straight. And we're going to do some neck tucks here. So head forward. I sometimes call it double chin. So head forward. I'll turn to the side so you can get what I'm doing. Head forward. Then keep the gaze forward. We're double chinning. I felt like I actually looked down a touch there, but forward and double chinning. Maybe you feel it on one side more than the other. Maybe you feel it perfectly centered. And let's do 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Did anyone notice a difference from one side to the other? Maybe you felt a little bit of a pull. The question is, was it the same side? For me, it was the same side. And that's the pattern I'm trying to show, is that same side is that side that we hold most of our stress-based tension. So I believe there's movement-based tension and then like stress-based tension. So for me, it's all up in here. And yeah, we're gonna have fun with this because this is an element of doing these exact neck exercise and stretches. We're gonna do it Thursday and Saturday as well, but we're gonna do other things also. So awesome stuff. Let's do 10 sniffs just to kind of reset. Beautiful. Last one where we roll the shoulders back down, lift our chest up, and now try to squeeze the shoulder blades and the elbows back. Let's do our neck rotations. And I challenge you to go 1, 2, or 3% past your comfort zone. It's extremely unlikely to injure yourself when you're not actually doing anything external. So I really welcome you to push that extra step. And let's do 2 more on each side. Amazing stuff. Let's go a little side to side. Just getting that blood flow happening. Noticing if you're feeling more. Because I believe by doing this layer by layer, we're kind of peeling back the layers of the onion. And then it's like our tightness is getting fresher. Our soreness is getting fresher. So we notice it more. It's a little more pungent. It's like that dried up layers of the onion. No one wants to cook with that crap. We want to cook with the fresh layers. So to do our last real neck sequence of the evening, we're going to interlock our fingers. And actually, before we do this, we're going to do some basic arrested elbows. So I decided to throw a curveball in here. So lift our chest up. We're going to bring our elbows all the way forward. Then bring our elbows all the way back and lift our elbows up. Lifting up is the hard part. And I know, Lily, you got this. This is great for you. It might not be fun, but it's great. And remember, elbows all the way back and then lift up with the elbows. It's hard. It's not easy. It's the difference of here to here. Awesome, Nancy. I challenge you to try to do it without leaning back as much. All shoulders and elbows. There you go. I see the difference. That was exceptional. And let's do 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And actually, even though we're going to come back to it, let's just wiggle out our hands. We could wiggle out our hands. Maybe make a fist and release, make a fist and release, make a fist and release. Just get that blood flow there. Then let's get back to interlocking our fingers. Make sure you're away from the back of your chair on this one. Elbows come forward. And you're welcome to watch me the first time, but as a reminder, we want to keep our elbows in and look before we move. So looking up, then lifting our elbows, lifting our chest up. Maybe point the chin to the ceiling if you can. Keeping the elbows in as we drop, as we look down at the ground. As we go down, I welcome you to keep your chest up, but drop your chin and elbows to the floor. And let's lift up and just rotate back and forth. If some of you go a little faster than others, I love what you're doing, Lily. And for you, just for a little adaptation, I welcome you to open up your hands with your thumbs out like this. That'll help you getting your shoulders out of the way a little bit more. Because that's the goal with this, is to get our shoulders out of the way so our neck can move more freely. And let's do 2 more in each direction. Fantabulous. And before we come to a stand, let's just move our head around, move our neck around. I know for all those that have taken Juliana's class recently, and she does her neck stretches, she's been using the term stretch reflex. I'm so glad that that term stretch reflex has permeated yoga, especially as I hear that she just unlocked the door and walked in. So let's slowly come to stand. Doing a Tai Chi twist. I welcome you to do this Tai Chi twist with your palms facing up. A little bit of a different thing. But with the things we've done today, you might actually get a little crack in the shoulder. I want to know how this feels for you, Lily, with your shoulder. Good? Okay, good. Excellent. We got 2 last exercises. Yes, Michelle, we're doing it. We're going to swim it out, keeping our knees bent, reaching our fingertips all the way towards the ceiling. Awesome. We'll do 2. Actually, let's now do 2 more on each side. Awesome. Let's the other blocks here. Let's reverse it up. And we want to keep our chest pointed forward. And we did some touching on our rotator cuff muscles today. We did a lot on those muscles that connect our neck and shoulder, our stress muscles. We'll do 2 more on each side this way. And we'll finish off with 1 simple set of monkey flies. Butt back, chest up, knees bent. And let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! And we'll close out the class in the 2020 prescribed manner, bending our knees, sticking our butt out, lifting our chest up. You want to feel that subtle ache in the lower back. If you're not feeling it, stick your butt out more, lift your chest out more, keeping your knees bent. Squeeze your butt forward, suck your belly button in, and squeeze your butt some more. Awesome. We'll release and do 2 more of these. Butt back, chest up, knees bent. Squeeze your butt, thrust forward, suck your belly button in, and squeeze your butt some more. And one last one. Butt back, chest up. Keep the knees bent, squeeze the butt forward, suck your belly button in, squeeze your butt some more. And now walk around. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So Lily, you were feeling good with that version?
Yeah, much better. Much better.
Yeah.
That
I think
version, with the neck, much better than this for me.
beautiful. So for you, I'm so glad you like that. I even welcome you to even roll your shoulders back and then do that next time. Because we're just trying to get the shoulder blades out of the way so that you can move your neck more. So you did great. That was perfect.
And by the way, I want to tell you, I'm doing the 5-day yoga challenge. So I started yesterday.
Amazing.
So I'll be doing that later on today. So.
Well, if you message Juliana and you request me to do yoga, she might invite me to do yoga. But right now she's doing it.
So yeah, I'll do that.
I'm by request only. So far I have 2 requests.
Thank you.
All right. Well, and one last thing. Next Monday, we do have Mindful Monday. For those in the Mindful Monday chat, there was a little bit of confusion for yesterday. And a little bit of a bittersweet thing to announce is this coming Friday is our last sunset yoga hike for the season. We are going to be replacing it with something, but I think we're not ready to announce it just yet. So it'll be something that I'm just going to stop there. But then August 23rd, I think it was listed on here as the 22nd, is a Sunday at 3 p.m. We have kids yoga, which is included in everyone's membership. I'm pretty sure that will be my sister and nephew in Hoboken, New Jersey. It'll be their first class with us at the studio. And how are you feeling, Norit? Yeah, you got to unmute yourself.
Doing good. It was very good. Thank you very much. I know I have some classes I missed in between, but it was a very good class. Thank you.
Awesome. And there is, I haven't named it yet, but we're going to do a spine-specific class that we're going to stay on our yoga mat for virtually the entire time.
Good. Bring it on.
So I want to challenge some fun stuff. And it's challenging not only new moves that I do almost every day that I haven't incorporated into Posture Police, but also we're challenging how I can instruct you guys without really seeing you very well. So it's a whole new challenge.
I bet.
Sounds good.
See you guys soon. And how are you feeling, Nancy? Are you a robot today, Nancy?
Huh? Oh, you were frozen. I didn't hear anything.
Oh.
How are you? I'm good. It was very relaxing. I almost fell asleep.
Wow. I've never been told that about a Posture Police class ever. That's literally
when I was in the next, I started to doze off. So.
Okay. Well. Hey, It was all that
Very
early
relaxed.
morning yoga.
I think so.
How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing well. I did get a little vertigo, like with the shrimp roll, like you said. But I muscled through it, and so I was fine. But yeah, I got my little snack crackle pops that I look forward to, and you threw my swimmers in there, which makes me happy. I have something going on in the shoulder that had me going to a chiropractor, and since I've been doing posture police, it's so much better. But I get a pop every rotation, and it just feels so good. That's why I like to do the swimmers.
Beautiful. That's
So, yeah,
awesome.
I don't even really know if I need to go back to the chiropractor. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but it's light years from when I first started.
Okay. Well, as I know we mentioned previously, if you ever when you're ready to schedule a massage, let me know and we can work that out. Because I know you were looking for that, and
Yeah, true. And don't forget to didn't you have somebody for me for
the vertigo. She never
yeah.
got back to me with the doctor's name.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
No
she
worries.
did give me. She said it was she didn't have that.
Gotta go.
Have a good night. She didn't have that doctor's name, but she had another neurologist. But it almost felt like it was not the right person that she was recommending. She said she didn't have their number, so I was confused.
I see. Okay.
So I'll continue to ask around. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. It comes and goes, and I've been managing it. And when I get it during yoga, if I can pick a point to look at and don't try to close my eyes, if I focus on a point, it goes away much faster. So.
And I could understand that, and that's really amazing that you can do that. And from my knowledge and talking with looking it up and talking with people that have dealt with it, vertigo is most commonly that deep inner ear thing where some people call it the crystals, but really it's three bones that work together to give us our equilibrium. So when they get out of place, they can do it.
They're out of place, and so when I do certain movements with my head, they go wacko. I gotta probably go to an ENT or somewhere to get them put back.
There are specialists that deal with that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep on looking, and I challenge you to look for it as well. And I know you'll find a good solution.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.